everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a quick review on the fairly new NARS Unfiltered I cheek palette. That's the one with the orange cover there. There is the Unfiltered II, which has a pink cover to it, and it's got 6 different shades. So just to start off, NARS blushes are probably like my favorite brand of blush to buy. I have probably 8 to 10 of these single blushes that they sell. They're pretty pricey. They're about $38 a pan, which is pretty pricey for a blush. But they come with 0.16 ounces of product, which is quite a bit of product for a blush. And I can appreciate that when I buy this blush. If you've ever bought any of like the Dior or Burberry blushes, like you open up the package thinking that the whole pan is going to be blush, and then inside you see that like it's actually only half of it is blush, and then on the other half you get this like shitty little brush that you're never going to use. So I can appreciate that when you're buying this pan, you get the whole pan is actual product and not like some filler item. NARS has got great formulations to their blushes. They've got matte ones, they've got satins, they've got shimmery ones with lots of glitter in them. They've got a great range of colors. So I can always appreciate when they bring out the cheek palettes or blush palettes, which they do fairly frequently, because it gives you a really good opportunity to try different like a bunch of different shades in the line without actually having to spend $38 a piece on a pan. So like I said, this is $76. It does come with like a big mirror there, which is really awesome actually. This would be something that if I was going to travel, I would probably bring, because you know, sometimes when you're in hotel rooms, it's better to do your makeup out in the by a window rather than in the bathroom, because you've got awful bathroom lighting. And you get 6 products in here. So 5 of them are basically blushes, and then you have one that's really light, this one here, which is basically more of a highlighter. I'm wearing Exhibit A as my blush today, and this lighter shade, I think it's called Watch Me, as my highlight, and I really like it. It's very similar to Albatross, which is another of NARS's blush kind of highlight shades. It's very similar, although I do like this one more actually, because I find Albatross is a little bit too gold or yellow, so sometimes it doesn't look the best as a highlighter, but I do think this one works really well. And I'll give you guys some swatches there afterwards, but like they're quite pigmented for a product. Yeah, so we'll do some swatches afterwards. So basically you get 0.12 ounces per pan. So you're getting a little bit less product obviously than what you would buy in a single, but for basically double the price of one of the singles, you're getting 6 different shades in here. It's actually a really good value, even though it sounds bad to be forking out $76 for a blush palette. I didn't have any of these shades before I bought this. So the shades that are in here are Watch Me, Out There, Me First, Chic, Takeover, and Exhibit A. So you basically have like your highlighter shade here, you've got 2 shades here that are quite satiny and shimmery, and then you've got 2 matte shades here, and then Exhibit A is also a matte shade, but it's like out of this world pigmented. I'd always wanted to try Exhibit A before, but didn't want to just, you know, spend the $38 for a single pan in case I didn't like it, because it is a pretty crazy colored blush. But I actually really like it when you use your blush brush picking it up. Like I barely touched the product, and even then I was like wiping it off on my something I call my color switch, which you can use to remove eyeshadows from your makeup brushes really quickly, and I would dab it on that before I would even put it on my cheek, because it is so pigmented. But because you wear it so sheer, it takes on more of a pink tone than like the absolute red tone. But I also think this would be great as a red eyeshadow. I remember back when I was doing my Halloween videos, I was really wanting a red eyeshadow, and I just didn't have anything like that in my collection. So I ended up going to Sephora and buying one of their singles. But I do wish I would have had this. Like I think this will come in handy next year, and every once in a while you want kind of like a kooky color that doesn't come in most palettes, so this will be a good like blush and eyeshadow at the same time. So like always, NARS does absolute great packaging. It always feels very high-end. I never get a NARS product and think like, oh, this looks really cheap and I'm a little bit disappointed in it. They've always got great packaging. It's got a good weight to it. It's got a beautiful front. They've got the shades on the back along with like the info about, you know, how big the product is and all that kind of stuff. You've got your mirror here. There's no wasted space in the palette. So it's set up really well. So I've just got them swatched on my hand there. So obviously starting from the top is Watch Me, then Out There, which is like a corally kind of color. Me First, which is kind of like a neutrally, kind of like light pinky brown shade. Chic, and then Takeover. And I know these two do look kind of similar swatched out, but they are different. This bottom one has more of a purple color in it, whereas this one is more pink. And then you've got obviously Exhibit A right at the bottom there, so you can see like how pigmented Exhibit A is. It's so crazy. And even like Watch Me, you can see swatches pretty good there. So if you're going to ask me whether you should go for blushes from the regular line or whether you should go for the dual intensity blushes that NARS had, my opinion would be to go for the regular line. I like them better. I think they're more pigmented. They've got a better shade range. I like the different finishes, and I also think they're a better value for your money. So like this palette, you get 6 shades, 0.12 ounces per pan. It's $76. I have one of the dual intensity blush palettes. So this is actually the same price. I'm pretty sure it's almost the same price. It's not exactly the same price as my other palette, but because these are the dual intensity blushes, you only get 4 of them. They're 0.08 ounces per pan, and you're paying like the same price. So for me, you get way better value with the other one versus this one. I do like the dual intensity blushes, but would I buy any more? Like if another one came out of these, would I buy it? Probably not. The thing I like about the regular line is that they're very pigmented. These are not so pigmented. Like I really have to work my brush in before I can get enough product on my face. Whereas with the other line, it's like, you know, quick in and out, and they're super pigmented. These you have to work harder. So I don't know. I like these, but I like the regular line better for sure. I know with the dual intensity, you're supposed to be able to wet these with water or MAC Fix Plus or whatever you want to use and make them really intense, which I think is great for the dual intensity eyeshadows. I have quite a few of the dual intensity eyeshadows and I love them, but I don't really see why you would do that with your blush. So for me, even though it has intensity in the name, I don't really think they're that intense of a product. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon with some more reviews and maybe a haul, something like that. So I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.